All right, guys, welcome to episode 5 of Four Side Football. Today we're going to be discussing groups A and B. Unfortunately, Russo can't be here. He probably won't be here for the next two videos because he has work. But Alessandro will be here to give his predictions. He left them for us. Um, I'll go first. So we'll go with Group B. Fourth place, I have Wales.
For me, I got Iran.
I have Iran as well. I don't looking at the squad, they have some good players that play for some decent teams, but looking at the other squads of England, USA, Wales, I think it's fourth place for them.
How about Russo?
Russo has put Iran at fourth place as well. So
All
that's
right.
Iran looks like is going to be the last place team in this group.
And then for third place, I have USA.
Wow, wow.
Third place, I got USA as well. They have a decent team, but I think they're not gonna make the knockout rounds.
Well, here's my prediction on this. I got Wales. As much as it pains me, because those of you who don't know, Gareth Bale is one of my all-time favorite players. Just looking at the depth of the squad, I don't see a lot of, you know, good players outside of Bale. Hopefully that doesn't anger a lot of the Wales fans. I do apologize if it does, but I don't think he can put in the entire team on his back. I think it's a third place finish for Wales. Russo actually, just like you two, has USA at third place. So I'm the only one that went to go change that up.
Okay, you're the new me. Well, actually, not really, because what I'm about to say. But
Oh, here we go.
well, I have England in first, so it's not too controversial, which leaves Iran in second.
Oh,
That's the
Oh,
controversial part.
okay.
yeah, we're gonna need to hear some thoughts on that one.
Yeah. I got England first, and then obviously Wales second. I think Wales, I feel like Wales and USA, they're both tied for me, but I'm just gonna give the edge to Wales. They both have pretty good teams. I think they're just more experienced. So I think that's where they take the edge off USA. USA got a lot of young players, exciting players. They got McKinney, Dest, um, best player on the planet, Christian Pulisic.
Hey,
LeBron
I'm
James.
kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, yeah, I think Wales just have a little bit more experience and they're gonna get by.
well, obviously for me, after I put Wales in third, I got England first and USA second. Which was very hard for me again because I do like Wales, Bale, one of my favorite players. It can end up coming down by goal differential points. That was where the deciding factor was, and I do think it's going to go in USA's favor. For Russo, he has England in first position and Wales in second. So maybe hey, this can be the group where Wales, USA kind of piggyback. Let's see what happens.
Well, for me, um, I look at this team and this team is the group of death. I don't know if you guys know, like statistically, this is the group of death. All of them are the highest ranked, pretty much. The probably like the highest you could get. Um, so that does make it interesting that is the group of death. But I look at this team and I think like, okay, like Wales, they don't excite me that much. I love Bale too. I feel like he's very disrespected at Madrid the way things left. Um, I'm not a big fan of USA. Sorry, guys. Um, and I don't know too much about Iran, but I have heard a lot of talk about Iran. England, they're England. They've choked, but they also have so much great quality. But if you look at this and you look at these teams, you say, okay, England, Southgate, not the best coach. USA Berhalter, one of the worst coaches I've ever seen. I can't believe he left Pepe out. That makes me so sad. But I look at Iran and I see Carlos Queiroz. This coach, I've heard a lot about him. Last time in Russia, really close to getting them out of the group stage. And he's gone to Egypt, brought them to the finals. Both times they lost to Senegal, even qualifying. But Iran also has the X factor, the same thing as Saudi Arabia. They will have a lot of fans there. Now, that was the case probably 4 months ago. Unfortunately, we've heard what's been happening with Iran. We won't mention it here, but that's the one thing I could see them bringing them down. What's going on in the country, but that could also be motivation, you know. I simply just have them in second because I don't think Wales can pull through. Um, I think it's a little too late for them, and I think USA, they're just a mess right now. It's a shame because they have really good players. You know, McKennie, what a player. You know, Dest, great player. You know, Pulisic, great. You know, even those two guys from Leeds, they're really good. They have a lot of potential, but just not the right coach right now. And that's just why I have Iran in second. And also, when you look at their last few games, I don't think people realize how well they've been doing. They have Uruguay, they beat 1-0, 18.
That's a big one.
It's a big win.
Big
They
one.
tied Senegal 1-1. Oh, wait.
Another big result.
Yeah, really good actually.
And then this was with their B team. They beat Nicaragua 1-0, which isn't that big. But I mean, you look at those two games, Iran and Senegal, those are World Cup results where they could get that from USA or Wales.
It could be really hard to break down if they're playing like that.
Yeah.
Definitely a team to watch.
Any other thoughts from you guys?
Yeah, I think their striker is named Taremi.
Yeah, from
Pretty
Porto.
sure
Yeah.
he plays for Porto, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's doing really good this season. So he
Yeah,
could be,
he's I think either top three for sure for scoring in Portugal. So that's definitely a guy to watch out for on that team.
he could show out in this group. We'll see. You can lead them, see where they go.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they could definitely have some surprises in this group. But that's where I look at it. Like I see England in first. Unfortunately, we won't get into it too much, but I do see England. They have a really good chance of getting knocked out in the round of 16, but I think they'll run away with this group. I think USA, Iran, Wales, it's a lot closer than everyone thinks, you know.
Yeah, it could go really either way.
And Russo, fortunately, he's not here to give us thoughts, but we'll get into Group A now, if that's good. You okay, Alessandro, with Group A?
Yeah, I agree with you say with what you said with Iran. I think between USA, Wales, and Iran, it's gonna be very close in points. England will run away with this group, but it's gonna be a dogfight for that second position. It's gonna be very interesting to see which nation picks up that spot. So I think we're good with Group B though.
All right, guys, it's come Group A. So this is gonna be a little special. We're gonna allow Alessandro to say Russo's first, all four, one goal. Then Alessandro, all four, one goal. And me and Randy will take the floor after that.
All right, so I'm gonna start with Russo's Group A predictions, starting from number 4. He's got the hosts, Qatar, finishing 4th place. At third, he's got Ecuador. Wow, a little thumbs down from Awa there. First position, he has the Netherlands, which leaves Senegal finishing in second position. Let's see how that plays out. All right, time for mine. I got Ecuador in 4th. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm a bit of a joker. If you guys don't know me, I like to throw a few jokes here and there. Okay, all seriousness though. I also have Qatar in 4th position. Third position, I got Senegal, and with the Sadio Mane news that just broke about 5 minutes ago, could become a reality. First place, I do have the Netherlands. And second, making it to the round of 16, making you two happy, got Ecuador. And I genuinely think it could happen. It's not just to make you guys happy. I actually think with the squad they have, this can get done.
I really appreciate that. I want your honest opinion, to be honest. So
Yeah, I just want to give you guys a little bit of a scare. Don't worry. Never thought they would finish last.
This scared me a little there. I was like, no way.
I saw.
Like that.
time to, floor's open for you guys. Let's hear your thoughts.
All right, so for fourth, I got Qatar. Um, I think uh they're the host country, but they're not gonna have a great tournament. I think their best game will be probably to try to win against us. But I doubt they. I can see them getting a goal or something, but I think we'll take the win in that one. But yeah, ultimately they'll be fourth. Third place, I got Senegal. Breaking news. Obviously, what Alessandra was saying, Mane is out indefinitely, which is really good news for us. Although I don't want to celebrate that he's injured, but that's their leader right there. They're playing their count on to bring them to the knockout stages, and they could have gone far, but they still got some pretty good players. Koulibaly, they got Mendy, Idrissa Gay. They still got a you know, um, pretty complete team except without Mane.
A lot of stars on it, yeah.
A lot of stars. But it's not complete without Mane. So then I got Netherlands first, and then of course Ecuador second. Um, when I first saw this group, I was scared, but you know, in recent history, like our teams going into the World Cup, the previous ones, I wasn't too confident in them because we always had this mentality of there's always pressure for us and we choke in certain games. But I feel like just this year we have a different identity. I like our coach. He's really good for us. Sometimes he has some dodgy decisions, but I'm gonna back him either way. And we got some pretty good players. We got some young players. We got Casado, really good. I know you're a big fan of his, Ale, for Brighton. I just think we have a really all-round team. They're really strong, fast. They like to press a lot, and they're ruthless. So I feel like the physicality, especially in a game against Senegal, I feel like we can keep up like that. The quality, maybe it's not there 100%, but we definitely have a fighting chance to make second. And then with first, Netherlands, of course, they got a stacked team full of young stars, and Van Dijk, Frankie De Jong, Memphis. They have really good players, and I just can't see them not even losing a game in this one. And maybe they'll struggle against Senegal. I'm pretty sure we can give them a challenge. But I can't see them anywhere else but first place. But yeah, like I really hope we can surprise everybody in this group. And yeah, I'm gonna stick with it, going with second, and then Senegal third, and Qatar fourth.
All right, before I go off, just want to say something real quick. Randy said a lot of good points, but here's some a quick background, if I can, of Ecuador. Um, so back in where are we? Back in 2019, November 14th, no, November 19th, we lost 1-0 to Colombia. Back in October 13th, 2019, we lost 6-1 to Argentina. Back in June 24th, we tied 1-1 with Japan. June 21st, lost to Chile 2-1. June 16th, lost 4-0 to Uruguay. June 9th, lost 3-2 to Mexico. June 1st, tied to Venezuela. Tied to Honduras. Lost to USA. Lost to Argentina. Lost to Chile. Lost to Peru. Lost to Brazil. Lost to Colombia. Lost to Paraguay. So Ecuador has had a hard time these last couple of years. As a fan, it's been really hard. I think Randy could agree.
Oh,
I
yeah.
almost gave up hope on Ecuador. I almost didn't.
So many times.
I almost didn't watch Ecuador this qualifying. You know, I it hurts me to say I've been the biggest Ecuador fan, and it was right at that last game where they lost to Colombia. I remember thinking, I don't think I might watch that first Argentina game against Ecuador in a couple months, you know? And there was big news coming from Ecuador. It was like, you know, they started stop calling up a lot of players, and Jordi Cruyff got called up as our coach, right? He was appointed as Ecuador's new coach, you know. Manager, Manchester United legend, Barcelona legend, was going to be Ecuador's coach. 3 months before the qualifying, he resigns. 3 months before.
Mhm.
Ecuador is left without a coach 3 months before qualifying. Who do we get? Gustavo Alfaro steps up, an Argentinian ex-Boca Juniors coach. Okay. He calls up young guys. Some players, everyone questioned him. Who is he calling up, you know? No Antonio Valencia, and no, they all retired. A bunch of the guys were done with the federation. They didn't want to, they're tired from international football. So he was kind of left, you know, I gotta play with these B players. I have to look around. There's these young guys. He calls them up. First game, we lose 1-0 to Argentina. I remember I didn't watch that game, and I remember thinking it was Argentina. But you know what? I'm kind of surprised we only lost 1-0 away.
It was a
Messi,
penalty.
Messi penalty. And I was kind of, and that's when they finished it. We used to have this as
Mhm.
our coat of arms. And as you can see, Randy, he's wearing the New Jersey. They went through a whole new rebranding. And I remember thinking, wow, this is so stupid. I love their old crest.
Yeah.
I remember thinking I hate the new crest. And then what do we do? Second game, Uruguay, 4-0. Crazy. Third game, Bolivia, away, 3-2. Like, I'm gonna watch this team. I take my girlfriend and go watch the Ecuador game. 6-1 Colombia.
I went.
Watching that game,
It was crazy.
I don't know if you remember, Randy, that day I messaged you. I said I think I almost cried. You know,
Yeah, I think I
I
remember some of
I
this.
almost cried, and it was just so beautiful to see. Wow, just a year ago, we had like a 13 game losing streak. We couldn't beat Venezuela. We couldn't win. We were getting slapped 6-1 to Argentina.
We were in shambles. It was like rock bottom.
We didn't have a coach, and although it was just the fourth game, it was 6-1 Colombia. That's a big statement.
Mhm.
From there, man, this is where Ecuador has come. I just wanted just a quick, just so people could realize what's happening, what
Where we come.
how far we've come. Okay, this isn't Ecuador 2014. This is a new Ecuador, new emblem, new federation, new president, new coach, new players, everything. Okay, we have very minimal people from the old. Um, and we've come a long way. I just want to say that before. I'm gonna give my predictions right now. I have first Netherlands. They're a great team. I think they're very defensive. I'm gonna get into why I'll have them in first. Second, I have Ecuador. Third, I have Mani. Third, I have Senegal. Sorry, that's all I keep thinking about. Fourth, I have Qatar. I don't want to disrespect any of these teams. Um, as an Ecuadorian, you know, in the past, especially with my family, I used to hate it. There's always this negativity around the team. Oh, the coach, the players.
Yes.
It's, it
It's like my like same exact like my family's like
it's
that.
always been like that with Ecuador. You know, we're so negative. But you know, surprisingly, this year, I've seen a little bit of hate, but I see a lot of Ecuadorians coming together and saying, "Cool down. Like
Mhm.
this is a good team." You know, trying to put a stop to that hate. And uh, I've I grew up always respecting the other team. You know, especially seeing us lose a lot. I've always respected other teams. You know, I've always thought, you know, Venezuela isn't as bad as people think they are. They are bad, but they're not as bad as other people think they are. You know, every team could have their day. You know, Qatar could have their day. Senegal could have their day. Netherlands could have their day. Ecuador could have their day. So I just want to say that first. I respect all the teams. I'm very sad. I'm not gonna be celebrating Mani's injury. You know, same way I don't want to be Chile, who celebrated Castillo not going to the World Cup. Um, does it make me happy? It makes me a little happy, of course. I can't deny that, but I won't. I don't want the Senegalese fans thinking, "Look at these toxic Ecuadorians." I don't want to see any people in Qatar celebrating the injury. But I just want to say for Ecuador, the reason I have them in second, we have a problem finishing. I'm gonna be super straightforward with this. Uh, Problem finishing, great defense, great midfield, and we're solid in the goalkeeping position. I think people are really underestimating us. I see a lot of people putting us in fourth, and I just want to say Ecuador is used to that. We've always been the underdogs. We've our own us, the fans, have always given Ecuador the short end of the stick. You know, I remember back in the 2015 Copa America, there was the first game, opening game was Chile versus Ecuador. And I said, great. Everyone's gonna tune into that first game and see Ecuador lose, you know. But now everything's changed. We're the underdogs and we embrace it. A lot of us are young. A lot of the team's young. We're the youngest team, I'm pretty sure, in the World Cup right now. And they grew up kind of where me and Randy are. They're 20, 21, 19, 22. They witnessed these teams lose. They've witnessed their Ecuador at the highest and their lowest.
Mhm.
They have the same passion in their heart that we have. So they want to be the underdogs. They've always been used to being the underdogs. And to be honest, I'm kind of happy. When this group came out, I thought, wow, and this is kind of naive. This is such an easy group. Right? And then slowly I started getting scared. I'm like, wow, Senegal's good. Netherlands good. Qatar, they're not as bad as people think they are, and they're gonna be home, you know. Um, but now the day's getting closer, and in case the fans don't know, I will be going to Qatar. I'm not gonna be there for the first game. I'll be there for Ecuador versus Netherlands, Ecuador versus Senegal, and a couple other games, but mainly for Ecuador. And I truly believe that we won't lose a game. Now, does that mean we'll win every game? I don't think so. You know,
We can give any team a battle.
Mhm.
I can see that. For sure.
Like we're right now at in all history, we're at 6 games with a clean sheet. That's the longest Ecuador has ever gone with a clean sheet. Um, we had the third best defense in South America. We had the second best home. Help me with this. Uh,
The
Home record.
record, yeah.
Yeah, and we had the fourth best away record. Um, all these friendlies we've been playing, we have not been home. I've actually been to the friendly against Ecuador versus Mexico. That was a Mexico stage. Very little yellow there.
Mhm.
Um, Ecuador versus Japan, it's pretty even. Ecuador versus Saudi Arabia, there was a lot of yellow there. But in all, it's they've been pretty much away games. And I see a lot of people say Ecuador only wins games because
Yeah.
of the altitude.
Mhm.
But this Ecuador team will surprise people. They will see that we have great defense. I'm gonna name some of our players right now. Hincapie, Bayer Leverkusen.
Love the kid.
Love.
Absolutely love him.
I have his jersey right here. Hincapie. Okay.
Signature too.
Signatures. um Pervis Estupinian, Brighton Hove Albion. Semi-finalist for Villarreal. Started every single game for Villarreal in the Champions League. Uh Felix Torres, Santos. He's one of the players that I think people really got to look out for. He's gonna be a breakout star, I feel like. Arboleda, he's a veteran. Really good. Plays for Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo made the finals of Copa Libertadores. No, Sudamérica this year.
uh,
Also really good.
mhm.
Uh, Javier Arriaga, Seattle Sounders.
Mhm.
They're big champions in MLS. It's MLS, but they're champions. Not this year. Um, Poroso, who plays for Troyes in Ligue 1 for France. Who else? Angelo Preciado plays for Genk. Also been in pretty good form recently. He had a pretty rough start to his career, but he's in form. Unfortunately, we don't have Castillo. It's a big hit for us, but Preciado could get it done. And then on a sub for left back too. We have Palacios, who assisted Gareth Bale for the winning goal, the tying goal in the MLS Champions this year.
Well, that was him. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it was him. He assisted. Crazy assist too.
I
You know,
know.
you
I
gotta
remember that was a really good cross.
I gotta give it to Bale too. I went crazy that game. Then we go to the midfield. CDM, Grueso, Augsburg also has been in really good form. Uh, Moises Caicedo, Brighton has been breaking it. People might not believe me, but there's a lot of big teams out there for him. Chelsea, Liverpool, and talks of Real Madrid. I don't know how true that could be, but those are two really big. Oh, Man United. Man United wanted him for the longest time and regret not having him. He's gonna be a breakout star too. He's gonna It's gonna be controversial, but he is gonna be in charge of that midfield battle against Netherlands, where he's gonna be fighting for his life that game,
He's gonna be
fighting
tested
for his life
hard in that.
because Netherlands midfield is amazing, but he is a star. He has a really high ceiling, and it's gonna be up for him to make that a midfield battle, and that's why I think we might tie that game because it's just gonna be Moises Caicedo constantly getting that ball back, and Ecuador just keeping that wall up that they have. Then we have Cifuentes, also from LAFC, another champion. We have Mendez, another champion from LAFC. Alan Franco, who plays for Talleres from Argentina. Not bad. We have Mena, who plays for Lyon. He was a finalist last year for Liga MX. Um, Unfortunately, he's coming down in his career, but he's still great. He's a great sub to have in.
Started off good, but recently it hasn't been the brightest for him.
And then left wing, we have Ibarra, Pachuca champions this year. So we have a lot of guys coming in as champions this year. We could also play Preciado on there or Mena. Now when we get to the striking position is where we're gonna have a little trouble. We have Estrada, who's been really struggling to score goals, which really sucks because he started off qualifying as the top goal scorer. He finished off, I think, as the fourth highest goal scorer in CONMEBOL qualifying with 6 goals, but he's been falling off really, really fast. Then we have Valencia, who's, believe it or not, the best time in his career right now. And Fenerbahce, top goal scorer in the league, third top assister in the league. We haven't been able to see him play for Latri since the Japan game where he missed a penalty, but I think that motivated him. And I'm gonna say a really funny story real quick. My cousin, when we were in Europe, he was so mad at Valencia missing because he's been to 2 Ecuador games and has in those 2 games he has not seen Ecuador score a goal yet. And Valencia had the opportunity to win the game in extra time through a penalty, and he missed. He didn't miss. The goalie saved it. Japan's goalie saved it, and that's why I say Japan's goalie is really good. I might be a little biased, but man, the way the media was ripping him apart online, everyone was ripping him apart on his comments. They were saying like you can't go to the World Cup, you're washed.
Yeah,
Just
I hate those fans that are so toxic.
they were, and you know I'm sad to say it, but my cousin he was mad. He was so mad because not only was it a chance for him to see Ecuador win a game or at least score a goal, but there was a trophy on the line, a minimal like a joke trophy, right? It's called the Kara Trophy, and that would have been the first time we saw Ecuador win a trophy, even though it was just a joke. But he misses the penalty. Everyone's mad at him. My cousin that night, he's leaving to London, and he's at the plane at the airport, and he was supposed to be the 30 minutes earlier to arrive onto his plane. You know, I have to get there early. He didn't. He was late, and he sees a bunch of the Ecuadorian players walking by, and security's not letting anyone go through. And my cousin's like, please, my plane's gonna leave soon. Like I was supposed to be here. I was late. They're like, sorry, you should have came early, like on time for your plane. He sees Ener Valencia walking by, and he says, "Oye, Superman, por favor." Right? That means, hey, we call him Superman. Like Superman, please. He's like, let me through. Like, let them let me through. And Ener Valencia looks at him, and then after he's like, and he tells my cousin to come, and the security lets him go through. My cousin brings his luggage. And he looks at Ener Valencia, and Ener Valencia is on his phone looking at a meme about himself.
Oh no!
Damn.
Looking at a meme about himself, and he said that on the meme he sees a clown emoji. And then after he's like, "Thank you, Enter Valencia. Like, I'm gonna be on time. I'm not gonna miss my flight." And Enter Valencia's like, "No problem, brother." Right? All in Spanish, right?
yeah.
And my cousin was saying like he was so surprised that he was looking at it, and I told him like, no, like these stuff get into the player's head sometimes. You may not think it, but they're little do you know they're walking to the plane and they're just scrolling through
Yeah.
people just destroying them. And ever since that day, man, he hasn't missed a game. Only one game he's missed where he hasn't scored or assist for his club. And I really think, I truly believe that he's motivated. Now, this might be biased, but I truly believe that he's really motivated. And that's why one of the reasons why I have Ecuador making it through. And of course, I'm biased, but I really do think he's going to show off. He has he has also a reason to. Uh, he's scored 3 goals in the last World Cup. He's tied for Delgado for top Ecuadorian goal scorer. So he just needs 1 goal. He breaks the record. Top
Mhm.
Ecuadorian goal scorer at the World Cup. So that's just a fun little story. Right wing, we have Plata, another great guy. I want to tell the viewers you're gonna enjoy watching this guy play football. There's not too many footballers out there that are very creative nowadays. Um, it's very simple style of play, but this guy will amaze you. He will bring a light to you that you haven't seen in a while, where it's almost Brazilian, like the way he dribbles through players, the way
His
he
skill set
smiles.
very similar as if he played for Brazil.
He's very fun to watch. He enjoys playing soccer. You could see it in him. He's and that's what's important about this team. This team, they're very motivated. They see themselves as underdogs. They don't have too much pressure on them. Everyone is counting on them to be out. Everyone's on Senegal, Netherlands. I'm sorry to the Senegalese fans, but having Senegal in the quarterfinals is really a really big take that I seen from TSN or ESPN. Um, and I think that Ecuador will look at this and say, okay, let them take me as an underdog, and I'll prove the world wrong. And that's all I have to say about Ecuador. Um, Netherlands will go through first, Ecuador second, Senegal third, Qatar fourth.
About Enner, I just wanted to say, he's always been, he broke out for us, and people think he was gonna be, some really good striker. He's had many on and off years, but I didn't know about that stat. He was the top scorer of his league. I haven't been following him, but that is really important because we need goals. And if someone's gonna put it away, it's gonna be him. So he needs to show out. And if he's motivated, like you said, if he feels motivated, then he will be one of our difference makers for sure.
For sure, yeah, and that's maybe that's something else I should talk on about. But same way we've been having clean sheets for 6 games, we've also only scored twice in the last 6 games.
Mm.
But like I said, we haven't seen Enner come back since the Japan game, and I truly think that he could be the difference maker for this team.
Sure.
That's all I have to say.
All right.
Any last thoughts, Alessandro?
No, man, that was a great story. It's nice to have some personal stories in the vids, but I like I said, I genuinely think Ecuador has what it takes to finish second, and whatever happens in the round of 16, be proud that you made it that far. It's a nice, good young team, and I'm rooting for them. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Even I don't want to say it to jinx it. Maybe I shouldn't, but I will say it. I am so proud of this team. For making it as far as we did, for not having a coach 3 months before, having the fans turn their backs, and now practically they deserve that third spot for qualifying in Carnival, even though we crashed the last day. Uh, being where we are is amazing. We're a young squad, high roof. It's a great starting point for a lot of the young players, and this could be a great ending point for a lot of the older players. So, sí se puede.
Sí se puede, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I feel like this is our a really good chance to make it into the round of 16. So I hope they make us proud. They know that we've all been through so many disappointments throughout the years, but we're back into the World Cup. So I really hope they give it their best. But yeah. I guess that's episode 5 wrapped up.
So
All
far,
right.
group
Yeah.
stage is done.
So yeah, all right, guys. Episode 5. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and also leave your opinions down below, whether you agree with us or disagree. All right.
Yes, have a good day.
See ya.
Yeah.